Stop. Do not touch that change jar yet, because what I am about to tell you happened quietly between 2007 and 2009 without a press conference, without any public announcement, and without any warning at all. While you were going about your life, the United States government banned the presidential dollar not from existence, but from your hands. They stockpiled 1.4 billion presidential dollar coins in Federal Reserve vaults, enough to supply the country for decades, and they decided you did not need them. Congress passed a law, the Treasury gave the order, and just like that, the presidential dollar was pulled from everyday American circulation forever. But here is what nobody told you before the ban hit. While these coins were still flowing through banks and cash registers and change jars across America, certain presidential dollar coins slipped through with errors so significant, so rare, that numismatists are paying thousands of dollars to find them today. 5 specific presidents, 5 specific coins the government does not want you to recognize before you spend them. And the one I am going to show you first, the one we are starting with, is the president who almost nobody would think to check. A coin produced in the final moments before the government locked the doors. And it is sitting in American change jars right now, being ignored, being spent by people who have absolutely no idea what they are holding. I am counting them down. 5 presidential dollar coins the government banned from your hands and what they are worth to the right collector today, starting right now. Number 5. The 9th president of the United States. Most Americans could not pick William Henry Harrison out of a history book, and that obscurity is exactly why the people who know what happened to the 2009 William Henry Harrison dollar are finding money that everyone else is spending. The William Henry Harrison presidential dollar was released in 2009. Philadelphia struck approximately 38 million. Denver struck approximately 38 million more. Over 76 million coins pushed into American circulation, and hidden inside that production run, something went wrong that the mint never publicly addressed. Visual William Henry Harrison dollar tilted on its edge dramatic side view under a spotlight edge lettering visible. Here is your education on presidential dollar edge lettering. Every presidential dollar was designed with 4 pieces of information stamped around the edge, the mint mark, the year E pluribus unum, and in God we trust. This lettering was applied separately from the coin faces. The blank plancha was struck with the portrait and the Statue of Liberty, then it went through a separate edge lettering process. And when that second process had a mechanical issue, it produced 3 distinct error types. Visual 3-panel diagram showing 3 error types, blank edge doubled impression, inverted lettering. Arrows and labels. Type 1, the coin, came out with no edge lettering at all, a blank smooth edge, every word missing. Type 2, the edge lettering was doubled stamped twice 2 impressions, overlapping, creating a blurry or doubled appearance on every word. Type 3, the lettering was inverted, applied upside down relative to the obverse or reverse of the coin. All 3 error types have been documented on the William Henry Harrison presidential dollar. A 2009 William Henry Harrison presidential dollar with completely missing edge lettering has sold in the range of $450 to $950 at auction. In certified mint state condition, that number climbs further up to $3,500 and beyond. And the inverted edge lettering variety, where In God We Trust appears upside down when you read the coin in normal orientation, has commanded premium prices from collectors who specialize in presidential dollar errors, because this type of error is rarer than missing lettering, and it requires specific knowledge to identify. Visual hand slowly rotating a Harrison dollar on its edge dramatic close-up of the tilted coin, showing edge letters at extreme close-up range. Most people who have a Harrison dollar with inverted edge lettering do not know they have it. They see a dollar, they see a president they do not recognize, and they put it in the change jar. Your action step for every Harrison dollar you find. Number 1, check the edge for lettering. Is it there? Number 2, if the lettering exists, read it. Is it right side up when the portrait faces you? Or is it inverted? Number 3, check for any doubling, any ghost impression behind the primary, lettering any letters that appear blurry or split. If you find any of those 3 conditions on a Harrison dollar, you may have a coin worth hundreds to several $1,000s sitting in a jar you have not opened since Obama was president. The Harrison slips through under the radar because nobody thinks to check a coin from a president they barely remember. That is exactly why the people who do check are finding treasure while everyone else looks away. But coin number 4 is where the production numbers got even higher and the errors got even more expensive, and one specific presidential dollar started turning up in old bankrolls with values that make people stop in their tracks. Next up, coin number 4, the 12th president of the United States, Zachary Taylor, the year 2009. The United States Mint was already deep into the presidential dollar program when Zachary Taylor hit the banks, and right from the start, something was off. Philadelphia and Denver together struck over 70 million of these coins, but the edge lettering machine kept failing at a rate the Mint never fully explained. Visual Zachary Taylor dollar tilted on its edge dramatic side view under a spotlight edge lettering visible. Remember, every single one of these coins was supposed to carry the Mint mark the year E pluribus unum and in God we trust around the edge in raised lettering. When the machine missed a coin, or doubled the impression, or flipped the lettering, the result was an error that today sells for real money. A 2009 Zachary Taylor presidential dollar with completely missing edge lettering has sold in the range of $400 to $1,100 in circulated condition. In certified mint state, especially in higher grades, those numbers jump to $2,800, $4,200, and in some recent auctions, even $5,500 for the absolute best examples. The doubled edge lettering variety, where every word including "In God We Trust" appears as a shadow behind the main stamp, is even rarer, and collectors who know what to look for are paying top dollar, because this error is almost impossible to fake. Visual hand slowly rotating a Zachary Taylor dollar on its edge dramatic close-up, showing the doubled or inverted letters at extreme magnification. Here is exactly what you do with every Zachary Taylor dollar you encounter right now. Number 1, hold the coin between your thumb and forefinger by the faces and tilt it toward a light source. Can you see raised lettering running around the edge? Number 2, if the lettering is there, read every single word. Is "In God We Trust" present and right side up, or is something missing something, inverted something doubled? Number 3, if you see anything abnormal on that edge, do not spend that coin. Because the difference between a $1 coin and a multi-thousand-dollar coin is literally on the edge where almost nobody ever looks. The Zachary Taylor was produced right before the entire program started collapsing, and that timing makes these error coins even more desirable to serious collectors who understand the history. But coin number 3 is where the controversy from the early years carried over, and one specific presidential dollar became known as the godless variety that the Mint tried to downplay. Next up, coin number 3, the 8th president of the United States, Martin Van Buren, the year 2008. By 2008, the Mint was already in the middle of a public crisis over the presidential dollar program, and Martin Van Buren was right at the center of the continuing edge problems. In 2007, the very first year of the program, collectors discovered shocking numbers of coins released into circulation, completely missing their edge lettering. No "In God We Trust," no E pluribus unum, no year, no mint mark, a perfectly blank edge on a coin that was supposed to carry the national motto. The media called them godless dollars because God quite literally was missing from the coin. Congress held hearings, religious organizations complained publicly, the story ran on every major network, and the Mint scrambled to explain how millions of coins shipped without their required lettering. They said the edge lettering process was imperfect. A percentage of coins would always miss the lettering machine. This was an acceptable variance in a high-speed production environment. Acceptable variance. The coins kept coming. Through the early presidents and straight into 2008 into Martin Van Buren. The 2008 Martin Van Buren presidential dollar godless variety, missing all edge lettering on a Philadelphia or Denver mint strike, has sold at auction for $500 in circulated condition, for $1,200 in the lower mint state grades, and for over $4,500 in certified high mint state. Over $4,500. And for a coin the government called an acceptable variance and shipped to your local banks, the Van Buren has a second error variety that is even rarer than the godless dollar and almost nobody outside the specialized collector community knows about it, the doubled edge lettering variety, where the edge lettering machine struck the coin twice, creating a doubled impression on every word stamped around the coin edge. In God We Trust appears as a shadow of itself. The numbers in the year appear, split the mint mark appears as two overlapping letters instead of one clean stamp. This variety is more difficult to fake, more difficult to spot, and more difficult to find, which makes it worth even more to the collectors who know what to look for. Visual 3-panel diagram again, showing blank edge doubled impression inverted lettering, but this time with Martin Van Buren examples highlighted. Here is exactly what you do with every Martin Van Buren dollar you encounter right now tonight. Turn it on its edge under a bright light, read the lettering, all of it. Is In God We Trust present? If it is missing, pull the coin. That is a potential godless Van Buren, worth thousands of dollars. If the lettering is present, look carefully at each letter. Is every letter clean and single, or does any letter appear doubled, split, or ghosted behind a primary impression? If you spot any doubling, that coin does not go back in the jar. That coin goes in a protective holder immediately. Because the difference between a Van Buren dollar worth $1 and a Van Buren dollar worth several $1,000s is on the edge where nobody ever looks. And here is the number that is going to stay with you, because coin number 2 is the coin that carried the Godless Dollar issues even deeper into the program, and the coin that collectors are still pulling from old rolls today. Next up, coin number 2, the 4th President of the United States. This is a coin most Americans do not even know exists, and that ignorance is costing them money. The James Madison presidential dollar was struck in 2007. Philadelphia minted approximately 42 million of them. Denver minted another 42 million. Over 84 million coins released into American circulation. That sounds like plenty, but here is the math the government never explained to you. In 2007, the United States Mint was already swimming in presidential dollar coins nobody wanted. Banks were returning them by the truckload. Retailers were refusing them at the register. The entire presidential dollar program was failing in real time, and yet the Mint kept striking, kept releasing, kept flooding the system. And the edge errors kept slipping through. The 2007 James Madison presidential dollar has documented edge lettering errors. Missing lettering, doubled lettering, inverted lettering, where the words are upside down relative to the coin faces. These errors were discovered in circulation by collectors who knew what to look for. A James Madison presidential dollar with missing edge lettering, no In God We Trust, no year, no mint mark on the edge, has sold in the range of $550 to $1,400 in circulated condition. In near mint condition with strong surfaces and clean detail, these edge error Madison dollars have commanded $3,800, $5,200, and in the very best certified examples, even $7,200 from specialized collectors who understand exactly what they have. Visual hand slowly rotating a Madison dollar on its edge, dramatic close-up of the tilted coin, showing edge letters at extreme close-up range. Here is exactly what you do. Find a James Madison presidential dollar, any Madison, hold it between your thumb and forefinger by the faces, and tilt it toward a light source. Can you see raised lettering running around the edge? Is it complete? Is it clear? Is it right side up, or is something missing? Something inverted? Something doubled? If you see anything abnormal on that edge, do not spend that coin. And if the edge is completely blank, no lettering at all, you may be holding a coin worth several $1,000s. For a dollar that has been sitting in your change dish since 2007, the Madison is the appetizer. Because coin number 1 is something the government tried to pretend never happened, and the original coin that started the entire Godless Dollar scandal and made one specific presidential dollar worth over many thousands of dollars overnight. Next up, coin number 1. The first president of the United States. Stop everything. If you have a 2007 George Washington presidential dollar in your collection, in a change jar, in a coin envelope, from a set you bought at the Mint 15 years ago, stop. Do not touch it. Do not spend it. Do not put it in a vending machine. Because what happened to the George Washington presidential dollar in 2007 is the origin story of the most controversial error in modern American coin production. And what certain examples of this coin are worth today will make your hands shake. The year is 2007. February. The first presidential dollar coins are released. George Washington, the founding president, the first face of the new program, and almost immediately the coin roll hunters start finding something wrong. Washington dollars with no edge lettering. The mint was in damage control before the program was 3 months old. The 2007 George Washington presidential dollar godless variety, a 2007P or 2007D presidential dollar with completely missing edge, lettering "No in God We Trust," no year, no mint mark, a clean, smooth edge, as if the coin was struck on a blank planchette that never went through the lettering machine. This coin exists in significant numbers. Estimates suggest anywhere from a thorned 0 to over 25,000 Washington Godless dollars entered circulation before the quality issue was caught and corrected. 10 to 25,000 sounds like a lot until you realize what happened to most of them. They were spent. They went through cash registers and vending machines and automatic toll lanes and change sorters because the people who held them had no idea that the blank edge made them worth anything. They looked like ordinary dollar coins. They spent like ordinary dollar coins. And the people who had them spent them by the thousands, by the tens of thousands. The ones that survived in uncirculated condition, the ones that were saved before they ever touched a register, the ones that went directly from bankrolls into plastic holders by collectors who immediately understood what they had found. Those are the coins that are selling at auction today. A 2007 George Washington presidential dollar godless variety in MS65, certified by PCGs or NGC, has sold at auction for $2,500. An MS67 example, $4,200. And the finest known certified Washington Godless dollars, the coins graded at the absolute peak of the mint state spectrum, have sold for $6,500, $8,500, and some exceptional examples have crossed well over $1,000. But the Washington does not stop at the godless variety, because the 2007 production run also generated doubled edge lettering varieties, inverted edge lettering varieties. And for proof examples produced at the San Francisco Mint with the special collector cameo, finish a population of near-perfect coins that command dramatic premiums when they surface at auction. Visual dramatic side-by-side of normal Washington dollar edge versus completely blank godless edge. Old news clip style overlay about godless dollars and congressional hearings. Here is your 3-step process for every single 2007 George Washington presidential dollar you find right now tonight. Number 1, hold the coin on its edge and tilt it toward a bright light source. Is there lettering on the edge? If the edge is completely blank, pull this coin immediately. You may have a godless Washington worth thousands of dollars. Number 2, if lettering is present, read every word carefully. Is it right side up? Is each letter clean and singular? Or does anything appear doubled, blurry, or inverted? Number 3, if anything is abnormal, place this coin in a protective holder immediately. Do not let any additional surfaces touch it. And contact NGC PCGs or ANACs for a submission and authentication quote. Because the 2007 George Washington presidential dollar godless variety is not a hypothetical treasure. It is a documented, authenticated, actively traded numismatic rarity with a paper trail of auction records proving exactly what it is worth in the hands of a collector who knows what they have. And right now, as you watch this somewhere in America, a George Washington godless dollar is sitting in a change jar somewhere, a Zachary Taylor error coin is waiting in an old roll, somewhere a Harrison dollar with inverted lettering is being ignored in a drawer somewhere, a Van Buren godless dollar is hidden in plain sight, and somewhere a Madison doubled edge coin is about to change someone's life forever. The government tried to ban these coins from your hands, but they could not get every single one. Start checking tonight. Turn over every presidential dollar you own. The difference between a $1 coin and a multi-$1,000 coin is literally on the edge where almost nobody ever looks. If you find any of these, comment below with what you found, drop a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because in upcoming videos, I will show you more hidden treasures still sitting in circulation that the government does not want you to know about. Until next time, keep checking those edges. Treasure is still out there.